I beg to mention for listing of contemporary on civil. Immediate lot.
Next to
Oblige.
I please, your lordship. I beg to mention item 10. My senior is out of station.
item
10.
10. Okay. You are Mr.
Peak Khulia.
You have informed the other side.
Actually, we called in the number that was given, but it was invalid.
Okay, you wait for your turn then. Okay. We'll adjourn, but
Okay.
let Mr. Kyle come.
Lordship, in item number 35, Lordship, we have filed an additional affidavit bringing that's the report on record, Lordship. Today. It will be
35.
called for Lordship, 35. And
Okay.
another mention for Lordship listing or orders, Lordship, next week.
Next week.
Give it.
Lordship, I beg to mention for listing, Lordship.
What is the subject?
Matter regarding Lordship, GIRAT compensation, Lordship. Kindly matter will be next week.
Which year? Of which year?
2022, Lordship.
Make an application before registry. Yes.
May I please your lordship, with regard to item number 41, your lordship, 42, 40,
41.
yes, lord.
Yes.
Lordship, I am appearing for the respondent, your lordship. Lordship, I'm praying for some accommodation for today, your lordship.
Okay.
I still have to receive some instruction.
UID, CT, GT. What is the subject matter? What is the subject matter?
My lord,
So
I
regarding,
am for the petitioner, my lord. Subject matter is regarding maintenance payment to the wife of the petitioner, my lord. He's a employee of SSB, Social Simabon.
Oh, so is it a bench 4 or bench 5 matter?
Yes, my
lordship,
lord.
bench,
Bench 4 matter.
Huh?
Bench 4 matter it is.
Maintenance.
Yes, my lord. Maintenance, because
Out of his service,
yes, my lord.
out of his pay,
Yes, my lord.
whether it is a bench 4 matter,
Yeah, on last occasion also it came before the bench 4.
I don't know.
On last occasion.
Okay, let it remain.
let it be.
Mr. D.P. Bora, Learned Counsel for the petitioner is present. Mr. D.J. Das, Learned Central Government Council,
Lordship,
for response number 1 to 6 has paid for and is granted
lordship, 4 weeks, lordship.
4 weeks time to file counter affidavit on behalf of the said respondents. Please the
Lordship.
case after 4 weeks.
May I please, your
On
lord?
it to be better.
May I please, your lord? I beg to mention that item number 6, my lord.
6.
Yes, my lord. My English counsel is out of station, my lord. So matter may be passed over for next week.
MS,
Tishom,
your name?
B Das.
B. Das, Learned Counsel, representing MS Isham, Learned Counsel for the petition has paid for listing of the case, has paid for adjournment of the case for that day. On the ground that Ms. Shom is out of station. So in view of the prayer, Ms. Shom from the case is passed over for the day.
My pleasure, Lordship. Lordship, I'm paying for listing of the motion matter. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow, what is the
urgency
subject matter?
Some urgency matter.
What is the subject matter?
My lord, matter is, my lord, the development authority, my lord, where I have developed a building, my lord, RCC building, my lord, taken NOC from Panchayat, my lord. But development authority, my lord, issued notice, several notice in the year 2018, 23 and 24 itself, my lord. I've replied all these notices, my lord. They anytime, my lord, demolish my RCC building, my lord.
What is the time limit given
My lord, no
in the last?
been given, my lord. No time limit has been given, but my apprehension is that any time, my lord, they approach and demolish my building, my lord. That's why, my lord. Tomorrow, my lord.
Lordship, I beg to mention item for motion listing, your lordship. Repetition leading to a land matter non-issuance of a patta on 1st of February, lordship.
Next week. Not first of February. Next week, non-issuance of patta. Next week.
Lordship, they are for listing a WPC for admission, lordship.
Subject matter,
Non-payment of contextual bill, lordship.
make an application before the registry.
For motion item number 1.
There is no representation on behalf of the petitioner to the uncalled. Please, this for rental justice, the case is possible for that day.
Item number 2,
May it please your lordship. My lord, in this case, my lord, apparently it may seem that this is a matter to be decided by the debt recovery tribunal. But being faced by a serious arbitrariness, and before your lordship, what has happened in this case is this, that the borrower who has expired, borrower has expired. And the loan was taken in the name of a company, and there was, my lord, the liability was proportionate and personal to the other, my lord, the
What is the impugn
Directors.
order?
well, by now, what they have done, the land which was mortgaged with them, that has been destroyed while in their custody. Now they are trying to attach my property which is not mortgaged, but which is not supported by any of the legal provision.
What is the impugn order?
It is at page 44. This
Who has
attachment-
passed this order?
the recovery officer. Recovery officer. The liability was, my lord, proportionate and personal. And now there
This
were-
is under which act?
it is under DRT Act, my
Then this is an appealable order.
lord. That is
Then-
that is applicable order under section 30.
Ah,
But why I'm harping before your lordship on this, that proportional. and
who is the
personal-
law?
My lord, I understand.
Law is
Now,
settled.
the property which was mortgaged, if they have, my lord, very,
Edited all these issues before the appellate authority.
if I file appeal before the appellate authority, I have to pay the 50% of.
That is also not a ground nowadays.
But
That has been settled by Supreme Court. Just because
my
that
lord,
pre-deposit is a condition precedent for filing an appeal, that cannot be a ground to file a writ petition.
I am not supposed to pay the entire amount
That
because
is-
this is some other directors are also there. My liability has.
And
been-
because other director is not cooperating, that does not mean that you should not file a writ.
My lord, I'm not supposed to pay the entire, my lord, deposit, whatever has been declared by the court. Because the liability has not been proposed.
Section 30 requires pre-deposit. Let us see.
Yes, well, appeal is there and appeal,
If,
filing appeal, there is a provision for pre-deposit.
Now, pre-deposit, if it is a condition, then that cannot be a ground for filing a writ petition.
Now, here I'm faced with the difficulty, not only, my lord, normal pre-deposit, but it is that my liability is not
Contained
fixed there.
instance, any person agree by an order under this act,
A deposit.
may within 13 days from the different in a position to give it after making.
50% of the amount, huh? Well,
Now show me that in writ petition, this can be waived.
no, I'm not seeking waiver. I have not come for. waiver.
Section 30A.
My lord, I am before your lordship.
When a
not-
condition
My lord.
to file an, firstly, that when there is a statutory remedy available,
My-
whether a writ petition is maintainable. Writ petition is maintainable in exceptional cases.
No.
The grounds are very limited, four. Four, we can say. Lack of jurisdiction, complete lack of jurisdiction, violation of principle of natural justice, in some sense, absolute violation, or ultra virus. Right. So, this, whether it is a case of lack of jurisdiction,
My lord, this is a complete miscarriage of justice. Here.
miscarriage of justice when is not a ground.
My lord,
Miscarriage of justice, that is a ground taken in every case. That is a ground taken in every case. Now tell me whether within those Whirlpool or Hormonslal or Mogot Sugar, Mogot Sugar to আছে নেকি? These are
this appellate provision, my lord, would
Pre-deposit, I think, where is the decision? Recent decision, pre-deposit,
Pre-deposit, Lordship, I have.
you have.
Yes, Lordship.
Just because there is a condition of pre-deposit, that cannot be a ground to
Not
prefer
only
a
that,
petition.
what I am before your lordship is this.
If you are able to deposit, you deposit.
Page 9.
My lord, there is, my lord, what is the hardship in this case, my lord? Why I am before your lordship is this, my lord, the property which is not mortgaged is sought to be attached. my
That
lord.
can be hesitated, Ms. Chakraborty, before the appellate tribunal.
Lordship, Page 9 of the judgment, Lordship.
Yes. Sitram.
Lordship. I have highlighted that portion, Lordship.
Just read the order.
Page 44.
Yes.
This is called out as per the application filed by Shri Satyajit Nath, nodal officer, appear on behalf of Netpi and paid for urgent hearing of the matter on priority basis, none appear on CD. In application, Netpi stated that as per the direction of this tribunal, the initiated process of proclamation of attachment to property, but by letter dated 21/9/23, the circle officer, Guwahati Revenue Circle Office stated that the said land has already been mutated in favor of legal heir of CD number 2, namely Niaz Ahmed, by mutation order dated 15/3/23. Hence, as from the record, the new legal heir has emerged of CD2, namely Abuzur Khan, who is presently residing in house number 20, New Haveli, Sarvodaya Nagar, Indranagar, Lucknow. Netpi prayed for include the legal heir of CD number 2 and modify the order dated 17/23 for proclamation of attachment. The prayer of Netpi is allowed. The observe from submission Netpi that attached property has been transferred in the name of Mr. Abuzur Khan on the basis of inheritance following legal heir of the certificate letter is number 1, 2, and 3. Presently the property in the name of the Abdul Khan, legal heir of Khan, which is the plot of land measuring 1 katha 10 lecha covered by Rag number so and so, situated in village Shahar, Guwahati 1, part 1, lot number 1, Revenue Circle, Guwahati, County to Assam. The mortgage property described above is attached and order of attachment is in separate sheet. Authorized officer Guwahati hereby authorized to, on behalf of this tribunal, he is directed to take the following steps for proclamation and attachment in respect of the attached property. To identify the attached property in the presence of concerned officer, Circle Revenue Authority, which is property is located, to affix the order of attachment on part of the property and take photograph of after affixation. The proclamation and attachment to primarily drums on beating drums or making announcement in loudspeaker in the vicinity of the area where the property is located serve the order of attachment at recorded. As the Deputy Commissioner District Kamrup Assam is requested to issue necessary direction upon the concerned circle officer Revenue Authority to identify the property described in the order attachment that falls within the respective jurisdiction and hand over the property authorized officer Netpi is directed to submit the application before concerned Deputy Commissioner to Police Commissioner Kamrup Metro along with appeal days or order and order of attachment proposing the date of proclamation and attachment. Netpi will be liberty to proclaim the attachment without involving the Deputy Commissioner if possible. In the event, Netpi is directed to file report of affidavit on affidavit declaring correctness of the identification of the property. The report of attachment must include the details of the present occupant of the properties, if any, fixed on even filing for Netpi applicable given. Where is that order of attachment is property? Property to get. Property to get. This property which is said to be mortgaged, actually this was not mortgaged by the borrower. The mortgaged property, they are saying now in their affidavit also they have admitted the mortgage property has been occupied by somebody else, and some of the mortgage property is a water body. Therefore, they are seeking other properties belonging to the borrower to be attached. Well, as per the let me see. Let me see.
That borrower, did he submit guarantee or not?
Yes, he had personally guaranteed.
So if such a guarantee is submitted, suppose that property was not included, whether after a decree, such property can be attached or not
It
attached?
can be attached, well, when the.
Can be attached.
It can be attached when the other property which is mortgaged falls insufficient. Here is the property which was mortgaged, it is sufficient, but they have.
Why,
declared the
why
property.
this REIT code will go into those aspects? When a
Just
appellate
to
remedy, had you been remediless, yes, we can understand. But you are not remediless.
My lord. I submitted this in very beginning, but I have a remedy under section 13, but the predicament with this applicant petitioner is this, that his proportion has not been given in the judgment. And therefore, if I file any appeal as against this order, I have to
And this is also not, this is OA has been disposed of.
dispose.
Then this is a recovery certificate
Recovery
was
proceeding.
issued,
Recovery
and this is recovery proceedings only, right?
proceeding.
And any order passed by the recovery
officer.
officer is also appealable.
Only
So how
difficult-
repetition
difficulty is
can
that
be
since
entered in?
the proportion was not
This
declared
is,
by
it appears to be an abuse,
the,
not from the petitioner side, from the petitioner. Abusing the process of the court.
my lord, the
On the other hand,
difficulty is, my lord,
not miscarriage of justice. It is from the petitioner end, abusing the process of the court.
my lord, in my humble submission, my lord, the property which was mortgaged, their allegation is that those property has been occupied by some tenants. This is not my fault, my lord. The property which I mortgaged.
We are not
was
going
mortgaged-
to hear whose fault it is. These are factual things. These are factual. Or we are on the point of law.
My lord,
Writ petition is only on the point of law when a parallel proceeding is there
and only on
before the recovery officer.
limited ground, my time before your lordship,
No, section 30 is available. We don't find anything to entertain this writ petition. Whether that OA proceeding was contested or not.
yes, ma'am.
It was contested
By his
proceeding
father, by his.
by his father.
And
Then
once
father expired.
expired, all the.
Recovery
damages
certificate
also-
was issued.
All the.
And this recovery proceeding was pursuant to a decree.
Decree.
This is difficult.
I understand. ma'am. In a very limited question of, my lord.
No question of law.
Just
Had it been,
because-
had you been remediless, yes, definitely. We could have entered into something. When a appellate forum is available, provision for appeal is available. Just because the condition is onerous regarding that pre-deposit, that will not
Here the pre-
make a writ petition entertainable. Right. That is a difficulty. Now our hands are also tied.
I understand that. Therefore, at the beginning, I said,
Our hands are tied.
Edit court and I know the limitations.
Don't entertain this kind of repetition. That is a
No, I understand, but
law. That is a difficulty with Chakravarti. Shall I go on dismissing it? That is up to you.
because any line falling from your lordship and again affect him later.
That in order to avail appropriate remedy. Because that will be again
Nine,
a handle for the
bank.
bank as well as the appellate forum. Part MS P. Chakraborty, learned counsel for the petitioner, and Mr. Zidas, learned counsel for the husband number 1 and 2. Also. After making submission for subtime, MS Chakraborty, learned counsel for the petitioner, has submitted that the petitioner wants to withdraw the petition, with a leave, with a for the purpose of availing appropriate statutory remedy. In view of the above submission made by MS Chakraborty and counsel for the petitioner, the petition is dismissed as not based, post of the petitioner is at liberty to avail appropriate statutory remedy.
Yeah, please, that's-
Yes, instruction.
It is with regard to the allotment, some inquiry has taken place for lordship on the last occasion has asked us to take instruction. We have communicated, but as regard that inquiry, we are still to have it, but if I go to the merit of the case, in fact, this is a completely a premature case. They are only anticipating if at all the petitioner would be in the right position. to
Just
answer.
because a notice for hearing was
Yes.
issued,
We participated.
you have participated.
Hmm.
We can observe that if, because if, suppose something is going to happen
I get you.
or some action is going to be taken, then they should be given prior show cause notice.
Yes.
That will do.
And indicating the reason as to on what point the petitioners should represent their case.
A fair
Without-
opportunity to participate. Yes.
Since they have been given allotment, they have been running their shops. By this kind of notice, they cannot be evicted.
No. That is only an.
Just because
So observation may be made.
you have been asked to appear for a hearing, that does not indicate that you are going to be evicted. If any action is contemplated for say cancellation of allotment, petitioner should be given prior.
Due process of, yes.
Must follow due process of law, which includes a prior show cause notice indicating as to why their allotment is required to be cancelled. And they should be given proper opportunity of hearing and to place all the supporting documents in support of their case. I think
Yeah.
it appears to be.
That is sufficient, more than sufficient.
Lordship, Mr. Deenat is appearing for respondent number 3 and 4, Lanka Municipal Court. They are yet to file an affidavit of this.
No, we are not
Report
issuing notice at this stage.
Sure.
If Mr. Deenat comes, then it will be better.
Allah-
If he represents the board,
Yes.
we can
I even-
get the information as to why he has issued the notice.
Yes.
If a statement from his side will be enough to dispose of the writ petition. That we are only hearing the cases of the persons. We are not contemplating to take any action as of now.
But in any view of the matter, the petitioner failed to make out a case.
We have
Point of
understood,
view, yes,
but
yes.
still there is apprehension, maybe misplaced apprehension, But there is some apprehension.
Let Mr. Nath come.
If Mr. Nath is available, we can dispose of this.
Item number 4.
May I please, your lordship, kindly, madam, take after some time.
Yes, you have instruction.
Yes, sir. We don't have any objection. We don't have any objection. The only two things I would like to place before this lordship, that as per the instruction which was placed on the last occasion, only there is specifically stated that on 17th January there was some meeting, but petitioner was not called for the meeting. And moreover, petitioner has not been given any official conversation from the department. But as per this instruction placed before, he doesn't have any problem.
Okay, let Mr. Goswami come then.
Yes.
Additional advocacy.
Item 5.
May it please, your lord. Lord, this petition, my lord, the petitioner's mother is expired and we have come for, my lord, we have filed an application for ex gratia compensation award.
Mr. Das, you have to
Lord,
make a revenue a party.
Yes, my lord. For that, we have filed an IA, my lord, but that IA has not come up on record. So, my lord, I created.
You should have been better position if you withdraw and file the writ petition again. Anyway,
Yes, my lord, but we have already filed the interlocutory application.
Mr. M.K. Das, Learned Counsel for the petitioner, has submitted that an interlocutory application has been filed.
Filing
As
the
an
public
interlocutory application for implement has been filed, but the same has not been listed today. He has sought for listing of the case on another date with the interlocutory application for implement, stated to have been filed on,
My lord, filing number 997 oblique 2024.
stated to have been filed with filing number
997 oblique 2024. my lord.
on,
On
Any idea?
date to, Friday, Thursday, 25 on,
25/1,
my lord,
on record.
my lord. Deeply obliged.
Item number 7.
May I please, your lordship. Lordship, here petitioner is the husband of the deceased, your lordship.
Yes, revenue. Whether this is a case to be covered under
Yes, lordship.
15/11/2014.
Yes, lordship. Lordship, we have annexed the similar note to order
Hmm?
at page 25, your lordship.
Hmm.
Lordship, in this case, Lordship, I have to take instruction, Lordship. This petitioner case is covered under this certification, Lordship.
Did he get it?
Yes.
Did he get? But it appears to be unmanned railway crossing.
They have already get the relief.
But I am not prima facie satisfied with this. Unmanned railway crossing, that is not public road.
Yes, Lordship.
First thing. Under the law, it is not a public road.
Yeah, but-
It belongs to railway.
But
Let us see the notification.
No, it happened to the next police.
23 years.
It's 23.
This is the responsibility of the railway.
But we are
Not-
not getting from railway.
If you go by the, all the provisions of, it is not a claim under Railway Act, untoward accident,
No,
but
because
if
he is not gonna.
railway keeps a crossing unmanned, then it is the responsibility of the railway under public law. But not, This requires to be examined. We'll frame the issue and issue
Lordship,
notice.
I'll obtain the issue.
We don't think
Lordship.
this is a case of.
Unit.
If you have structured your petition on the basis of 15/11/2014, I have some doubt. Interestingly, I have not sought any relief against the railway. So outcome is, have you studied the law regarding unmanned railway crossing? No. Have you studied the law regarding unmanned railway crossing? Occasion would not have arisen to file this writ petition. And also the judgments of various high court, this high court. Here this outcome of the writ petition is almost evident. We'll issue notice. It is up to you. Hard, Mr. But I will frame the issue. Hard, Mr. S. Ayakan. Learned counsel for the petitioner. MSG Hajorika, learned standing counsel, revenue and disaster management department. Fund number 1.
Okay.
Finance.
For number 7.
Wait, finance. MS.
Lordship, M.
Huya, learned counsel representing Mr. B. Gogoi, learned standing counsel, finance department for the respondent number 2. Mr. S. Borua, learned junior government advocate Assam for the respondent number 2, 3.
No, 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5,
6.
and 6. And Mr. A. K. Dotto, learned central government counsel for the respondent number 7.
7.
The projected case of the petitioner is that the petitioner's wife, Surma Khatun,
Second to.
tried to cross a railway track. That is not public road, Mr. Akan.
Yes, sir.
Railway track is not public road.
Yes, sir.
At Sasapani village. When? Right. A passenger train coming on the said track, dashed her. As a result, Surma Khatun died instantaneously at the spot, succumbing to the injuries. According to the petitioner, the said level crossing is a busy crossing without having any barrier and guard. And it was because of such unmanned and unguarded situation, the said accident resulting into death of the petitioner's wife had occurred. Full stop. Para. The petitioner has instituted the instant writ petition seeking ex gratia, seeking relief in the form of ex gratia in terms of a notification dated 15/11/2014 of the Revenue and Disaster Management Department, Government of Assam. Full stop. The said notification dated 15/11/2014 has inter alia provided for ex gratia to the next of kin of person killed due to accident in public places or in public areas, within bracket, other than killed by extremist stroke terrorist stroke miscreants and due to the firing of security forces. Case 23, lost 3%. And the quantum of relief in the form of such cases here is rupees 2 lakh. Full stop. The issue that has arisen for consideration is whether an unmanned level crossing of the railway is false. We did a definition of public road. And as to whether the case of the petitioner for ex gratia comes within the purview of the notification is covered by the notification dated 15/11/2014. Issue notice returnable in 4 weeks. As so and so appeared. No formal full stop. Really good. The petitioner has the petitioner has in this petition the petitioner has not has sought relief strictly in terms of the notification dated 15/11/2014 and has not sought any relief against the railways actually as so and so appeared. No formal, it's extra copies within 2 words.
Deeply.
Item number 8.
Lordship, item number also same, but here road traffic accident, your lordship, and petitioner is the mother of the people.
Father, mother, 1611. Put, okay, lick it, huh? Accident. Died on the same day.
Lordship,
Okay, hard Mr. SI account.
died on 19.
Learned counsel for the petitioner. Z. Hazurika, learned standing counsel revenue and disaster. 1. M. Bhuya, representing Mr. D. Gogoi. Finance. 2. S. Borua, Junior Government Advocate Assam. 3, 4, and 5. The petitioner has instituted the instant writ petition seeking ex gratia relief in terms of a notification dated 15/11/2014 of the Revenue and Disaster Management Department, Government of Assam. Full stop. It is the case of the petitioner that the petitioner's son, Bipul Das, met with an accident on 16/11/2023 at a public road, and he was hit by a motorcycle. Full stop. The petitioner's son, it is mentioned that the petitioner's son succumbed to his injuries on 19/1/2022. Issue notice returnable. Returnable 4 weeks. As so and so appeared, accepted. No formal notice. Extra copies 2.
Deeply.
Item number 9.
I would do lordship, petitioner before your lordship, I would be against the illegal kind of excavation of land from the petitioner's land by the authority concerned without following any procedure of law. This is Mehde Patta land, total 8
You
bigha.
have Miadi Patta land.
Yes, my lord. That is an ongoing project is there. I am not against the project, but the road leading to the project, my lord. They to fill up the arch, they illegally excavated a huge portion of land from 1 kata half lessa. So, my lord, now they are proposing to, there a conspiracy has been made out that they are trying to evict the petitioner from the land without following any procedure. So that is, I apprehend that if something is there, they come with all procedure of law. Right? This is the thing. And so far they destroyed my land.
You have already represented before the deputy commissioner perhaps.
I have represented, but earlier also I represented one on 11 immediately, but no action has been taken by them.
Before whom you have
For the executive engineer water resources department. That is annex of 5 at page 31.
Yes, what is to do? We cannot go into fact-finding inquiry. There must be
No, my
some
lord, if
inquiry.
they wants to, my lord, inquire the matter, my lord, they can do it. This order can be passed by the Lord says that they should go to the depth of the case, find out if something is illegally done, then according that will be done, my lord.
Let the deputy commissioner make an inquiry if it is possible. Yes, Mr. Borua. If he has submitted this representation, any acknowledgement? No.
There is no acknowledgement, my lord.
When did you submit this?
So, my lord, last one, my lord, that was.
That is not dated also.
The first one is dated, my lord.
Not dated also. Then
The
you
first-
better represent by filing a representation. We cannot take cognizance of this unless it is.
Yes, my lord, let them inquiry, my lord, if something is, my lord, done by the them, then that will be compensated. Sir.
So what can we do at the moment? Because these are not formal communications, I'm afraid.
He can file a representation.
That is at liberty to do any moment of time. He did not come to the court.
Keeping this kind of repetition pending also is a.
That may be disposed.
It will cause difficulty because public utility services going on.
At the same time, if his Patta land is being excavated without any kind of order, that is also wrong.
That is also long, but has he assailed the allegations before the authority?
I assume, my lord.
Has he assailed?
Yes, my lord.
So for that matter, let us find out whether this formal communication has received the DC's office.
Water resource, anybody available? Can you take this instruction from this Annexa 5,
Yes.
executive engineer? You can find out. Let her take instruction because we are not sure this deputy commissioner has been properly
Yes, my lord.
represented or not.
One additional deputy commissioner is always kept in that the operation time. My lord. That is also my observation.
So, MS Deka, can you take instruction as regards this Annexa 5?
I will take instruction. Give me the short time.
Let her take instruction as regards illegal digging of your Patta land from the executive engineer within 7 days. Then we'll proceed.
Yes.
Heard, Mr. P. Mohanto. Learned counsel for the petitioner. MS R. Deka, Learned standing counsel.
No, Your Lordship, I am on behalf of Mr. Aryan Das.
Learned counsel representing Mr. R. M. Das.
Yes.
Learned standing counsel. Water Resources Department for the respondent number 134.
Yes.
And Mr. S. Borua, Junior Government Advocate Assam for the respondent number 2 and 5. It is the case of the petitioner that he is the owner of Miadi, owner of a plot of land measuring 8 bigha.
1 kata 10.
1 kata 10 lesa, covered by dag number 145 and patta number 45, situate at village Vitor Suti, Moja Poirapot, Post Office, Kolia Bhumura District, Sonitpur. Subject line. Full stop. The petitioner has stated that the respondent authorities, more particularly, the respondent authorities in the Water Resource Department is executing a project named quote unquote, paragraph 1 says, beautification and development of ecotourism of river Mora Bhoroli from Porua Sariali to Kolaguru Vishnu Prasad Rava Samadhi perhaps, Samadhi,
Samadhi. Samadhi. There should be Samadhi.
Samadhi. Full stop. The petitioner's grievance is that in the process of undertaking the said project, damages have been caused and are being caused to a portion of petitioner's subject land, measuring 1 katha 10 lesas, as the respondent authorities are collecting arts from the said portion of the land. Full stop. The petitioner has approached this court by the writ petition with the allegation that despite submitting a representation before the respondent number 4 on 11/4/2023, no action has been seen. Nothing is, no action is bound to be taken to redress the grievance of the petitioner. Neither any action has been taken to redress the grievance of the petitioner, nor the respondent authorities have stopped digging.
No, now
over the-
it is
Huh?
stopped. It is now stopped, my lord.
It is now stopped. So what is required then?
My lord, the earlier whatever they damaged, my lord, I required on that. And now conspiracy has been made, my lord, to grab the entire land.
Or are being not had caused damages. Are being alike. Which name? MS Deca. Learning Council representing the respondent authorities in the Water Resource Department has sought for a week's time to obtain instruction as regards the decision, if any, taken on the representation stated to have been submitted by the petitioner before the respondent number 4, on 11/4/2023. Annex 5. Okay. Release the case on 10 days.
On my lord, 7.
10 days. 10 days. Let her take 12
Master.
to release the case on 12.
Master.
Item number 36.
May I please, your lordship. Let the petitioners are, my lord, aggrieved by the, my lord, eviction drive, my lord, carried out by the, my lord, District Commissioner Hojai, my lord.
Petitioner, who got a petitioner first?
Petitioners are the, my lord. Petitioner
How
number
many?
1,
5.
1 to 5, my lord. Petition number 1 is the mother, my lord. I'm sorry. And the
From
other
the same family.
from the same family, my lord.
Okay.
My lord. Lordship will kindly have a look, page 45, my lord. That is the notice, my lord. Annexure 7, my lord.
Page 45.
My lord.
There's 46.
46, the, my lord.
Who is Abdul Qadir?
Abdul Qadir is, I don't know, my lord, my serial number 3,
Okay.
Sahid Chaudhary. He is the father of the, my lord.
Sahid Chaudhary.
Sahid Chaudhary, my lord. He was the real owner.
Sahid Chaudhary.
Sahid Chaudhary. And if your lordship,
He has expired.
he has expired. my lord.
Expired. Okay.
The
Sahid-
petitioner are representing him. my lord.
Okay. Wife, son.
Yes, my lord.
Son.
The
Okay.
pata number is shown as 28 and dark number is 70, my lord. Old, my lord. Schedule of the land, my lord. In the bottom, my lord. And if your
এর
lordship,
আপনার জনোৱা হয় যে দিনৰ 11 বজাত জড়িত widening of existing road from Tumpring Bridge.
yes, Tumpring Bridge to Howrah Ghat, my lord, under Assam Mala scheme.
আমাৰ ডাইৰেক্ট পাৰ্চেজৰ এখন স্কিমখন আছিলে Do you have the scheme?
No, my lord, I don't have the scheme. Somehow I have collected, my lord.
It is in the website. That scheme of direct purchase.
Find out, my lord. I'll find out.
Find out.
How I am aggrieved, my lord. Lordship.
I know how you are aggrieved.
Lord, if your lordship can it turns to my lord page 47.
If
the
you
next page.
have not given any consent, how can they do this? Yes,
My lord, page 47, my lord. The dark number and pata number has been wrongly shown, my lord. Serial number 29 at page 47, my lord. Next page.
page,
Page 47, my lord. Annexure 8.
serial number.
29, my lord. Sahid Chaudhary is there, my lord. And dark number and button number has been shown as 69 and 109, wrongly shown, my lord. Money is also, my lord, shown as 1,55,989 only, my lord. Very meager amount, my lord, in comparison
No,
to others, my lord.
Question is, did you give consent?
No, my lord.
Huh?
My lord, we'll kindly have a look at the next page, my lord. I filed one application before the concerned, my lord, Deputy Commissioner Hojai, my lord. Page 48, my lord. For reassessment of the schedule.
Otherwise, are you agreeable?
Yes, my lord. My lord, the land which are they are going to, my lord, acquire, my lord. My lord, they have not paid a single penny to me, ask. my lord.
Right, but see the content of the notice, page 46.
Yes,
Who has signed it? অতিৰিক্ত উপায়ুক্ত তথা সদস্য সচিব জিলা পৰ্যায়ৰ ক্ৰয় কমিটি.
yes, my lord.
Now see the content.
Yes.
It is a case of acquisition by direct purchase,
Yes, my lord.
not under Land Acquisition Act, nor under the 2013 Act, nor under National Highway. The respondents are trying to acquire the land by way of direct purchase.
Direct purchase.
Mr. Goswami, what is happening? বিধিগত নিষ্পত্তিৰ দিন ধাৰ্য কৰা হৈছে. Did you appear on that date?
No, my lord. The notice was, my lord, issued. It was not served to us, my lord.
How
But
did
there
you
are
get
several names, my lord, my lord, in the notice, my lord. Several names are there. They are, my lord, outside, my lord. Not, they do not belong to our family, my lord.
Sohit Chaudhary was there.
Yes, my lord.
So it's.
Sohit Chaudhary was there. He is no more, my lord.
He is
our
no
father.
more.
Notice was not served to us, my lord. We came to know, my lord, later on, when this assessment of,
What is your claim regarding the land? Any valid document?
yes, my lord,
Show me.
yes, my lord. My lord will kindly have a look at page 26, my lord, annexure 3, the sale deed, my lord.
Sale deed.
Starting from sale deed, my lord, I have submitted the Jamabandi copies also, my lord. Sale deed,
Pata number 28, dag number 70.
yes, my lord, same, my lord, pata number and same dark number.
Dag number 28. Mr. Goswami, in this direct purchase method, there has to be consent from the landowner.
Lot. I have to take instruction.
Otherwise, everything is illegal.
Yes, my lord.
Perhaps he has not received the notice also.
If notice is not received, whatever.
Lot.
Rohit Chaudhary was not there.
Yes, my lord.
He died.
Lot.
They are the legal representatives. As part of a direct purchase method, willingness of the landowner shall be obtained in writing in Form B. Right?
Lot.
Thereafter, list is to be published inviting objection. And interestingly, the direct purchase price shall be higher on the compensation calculated as per the provisions of so and so and first schedule of Regular Act 2013. So it should be higher also. They are acquiring this land. Wrongly mentioned dark number, pata number.
Yes, my lord.
Hardly 1,55,000. Something is wrong. Something is imposing everything. Imposing everything.
But he has written the representation.
You get the
7 to 11.
whether petitioner's willingness has been obtained or not. That's all.
Lot.
If not, everything is to be set aside.
Till then, my interim prayer may kindly be considered. Lord, I have an interim prayer also, my lord. That may kindly be considered.
You have come here without understanding the
I admit, my lord, I'm sorry.
not a single information you have. Heard, Mr.
Zed Ahmad.
Z. Ahmad.
Then regarding to Assam Mala lawsuit, that is under PWC. PWC should be made a party lawsuit. That is, they are not.
How can he know? How can he know from this notice?
That Assam Mala is there.
Assam Mala. We don't think that this is the act of the direct purchase committee, which is headed by Deputy Commissioner. Additional Deputy Commissioner is the member secretary. So whether they have made,
They are made.
they have been made party
They have been made, my lord.
because they are in the act of taking this land. They may ask that we need this land. But it is a direct purchase committee who has acted here. To take instruction, otherwise this project will be stalled.
Next week, Lord.
Heard Mr. So-and-so, Learned J. Thapar, the Ahmad, Learned Counsel for the petitioners and Borulai, Learned Standing Counsel, Revenue and Disaster Management Department for the response number 1, and Mr. S. Borua, Learned Junior Government Advocate Assam for the, and Usami, Learned Junior Government Advocate Assam for the response number 2, 3, and 4. The petitioners have stated that they are legal heirs of one late Sahid Chaudhary, who was the owner of parcels of land measuring 3 kathas, 6 lasas, covered by diagram number 70 and Niyadi Patta number 28, situated Devosthan Kisamat, Moza Nomati, Police Station Morajar, Sub Registry Office, Hojai, District Hojai. And next 3, page 26, after schedule. The petitioners have stated that a notice, it came to their knowledge that a notice under the head of the respondent number 3, as a member secretary, district level land purchase committee within bracket DLLPC was issued in the name of Sohit Sohri along with others, informing what is the date on 12/5/2023 on the ground that eleven lessons of land out of the land covered by DAG number 70 within bracket part and pattern number 28 were required under the direct purchase method for the purpose of quote Annex 7 page 46 widening of existing roads from near Tumpreng Bridge to Howrah Ghat under Ohammala unquote. Full stop. The petitioners have stated that as per the as per the quote, the land acquisition through direct purchase by way of negotiated settlement from all departments in the state of Assam, unquote, notified by notification dated 7/3/2022, comma, before acquiring any land, comma, willingness of the landowners are to be obtained in writing in Form B. First, it is the case of the petitioners that no willingness in Form B has been obtained from the petitioners as the owners of the land covered by DAG number 70 and Patta number 28, and yet the respondent authorities are proceeding for acquiring the subject land. MS Mr. Goswami, Junior Government Advocate, Assam shall obtain instruction from the respondent number 2 and 3 as to whether any willingness in the Form B had been obtained from the petitioners. Full stop. Lays the case on 7 days.
That's
9 to having regard to the assertion made that no willingness in Form B had been obtained by the respondent authorities, more particularly the Direct Purchase Committee, DLLPC. With regard to the subject land, there shall not be the status quo as on today shall be maintained till the next paper. As regards the petitioner's land. As regards the petitions.
Extra copy will be there.
Mr. Hamad, Council for the petitioners will furnish 2 extra copies of the writ petition along with annexes to Mr. Goswami during the course of the day
My lord, hand it
for the purpose of
My-
taking necessary steps by him.
Item number 37.
He's 7.
Please, your lordship.
37. Supplement. Okay.
But I'm on a very small campus. Pursuant to the election process which were underway, started. And before declaration of results, a complaint was lodged to the jurisdictional minister,
Jurisdictional
minister.
minister.
That was acted upon. And the registrar concerned set aside the election proceedings. We challenged in the High Court on the point that return candidates, that we were not heard, is not done. And that order was set aside. On that point of non-hearing, send back. Without appreciating the law.
Take me chronologically,
My lord.
because these cooperative societies cases are very, very difficult to understand.
I'll
And Mr. Bonik makes it more complicated.
put it that way,
Ah.
that is the case. Well,
Better to have the papers. Let us have the look at the papers.
page
That is
27, that's
better.
the notice.
Huh?
Page 27, that's a notice.
Page 27.
That's a notice for the AG.
Page 27. Notice.
Notice for the AG.
Meherpur Krishnapur Homobai Homidi Limited.
Well,
This is for the purpose of holding.
AGM and elections. It is to be
One
informed.
question, Mr. Talukdar. Whether that election is to be held in a general meeting. Whether it is always the annual general meeting.
It may not, because
So because we used to write in the order annual general meeting, because there has to be one compulsory annual general meeting.
Yes.
But apart from the annual general meeting, there could be other general meeting.
yes.
So the election is not necessarily on the along with the annual general meeting itself.
No.
Election is to be along with the general meeting.
Annual general meeting, AGM.
Not the
It is also.
no, because I was looking at the provisions sometime back, I found something
Meeting in the
Interest.
General Assembly.
Hmm.
Call
because see section 32. The board may at any time call a general meeting of the members of the cooperative society. Full stop. However, one general meeting in every cooperative year must be convened by the board. So there must be minimum one.
Yes.
But there could be more general meeting. Now, what is General Assembly? 29. And what is matters section 30. Section 30. The following matters in addition to others are considered necessary by the board shall be dealt with by the annual general meeting. Now this A is, I think, A 30A. Is it correct? Correct. Election of delegates. What is this? And representatives.
Section 2, subsection 2.
Section 2. Oh.
Delegate means person elected by a group of individual members of a society to represent them in the general body of the cooperative society in accordance with the bylaws of the society.
In normal, ordinary cooperative society, delegate concept is not attracted. So delegate is gone. What is representative? Not defined. That is, if fallen due, that I do not have not understood. Now election, section 41. So this is one query just for the purpose of understanding the concept.
Because if your lordship reads, my lord, 41 subsection 2, then my lord, it
41 subsection
2, it becomes clear.
because it says that the election has to be held before expiry of the term of the board, so as to, my lord, the new incoming board can be handed over, my lord, the office, my lord. So therefore, it is not necessary that the AGM and election will coincide, my lord.
But AGM and election may coincide, but
Yes.
general meeting and election
May not
coincide.
coincide.
Huh?
AGM is, annual general meeting is to be held once in a year.
Minimum,
Yes.
one.
Before the AGM, if the term is about to expire, then they are required to hold the general assembly along with the election, my lord. If I am correct. But normally, the term AGM and election is, my lord.
It is
used.
not necessary to have AGM and election together.
My lord, it is necessary because what is, my lord, required is to approve the election by a general assembly. That is why AGM and election are held
Okay,
together.
let us proceed further,
My
then
lord,
we will
my lord.
understand.
No, 39 would make it clear.
Ah,
For-
page 30. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm
You
on
are
section
looking at
39.
27. Okay.
My lord,
This is a notice by whom?
there's a notice by the secretary,
Huh?
notifying date and time of elections.
That is
11th.
some so and so on coming. What is the date?
My lord goes the next page, important information,
Huh?
nomination papers.
Okay, nomination papers for election of the executive members
will
will
be
be
accepted.
accepted by the returning officer 1-3.
One,
Then
scrutinized up to
scrutinized that day itself,
P3.
symbol will be distributed.
Right.
Nomination withdrawal 3-3. And on the next day, final nomination will hang in a notice board. Okay. And 13-3.
Right.
When is the election?
Election was held on 18/3.
No, as per this notice.
It was first held.
Where is the
on
date?
My lord. Lordship takes up page 9. Paragraph 4. We have given the dates in the sequence.
Ah. Eleven-3.
My lord. Notice dated 23/2/2023. These three
Annual
dates were
general meeting.
notified.
Okay, annual general meeting.
Notified.
Okay. Yes.
11/3, there was a lack of quorum, which was met on 18th of March.
Huh?
11/3 in the AGM, there was a lack of quorum.
That day, what election was also there.
No, to have anything, the meeting was start. The meeting was proceed. Due to lack of quorum, it did not proceed. It stood adjourned 7 days. 18th, it was held. 18th
March.
March. Page 46. now.
Page 46. Okay.
I invite my lords to 47.
Okay, today's adjourned meeting.
Today, the adjourned AGM for the session 2022-2023 for Meherpur Krishnapur Cooperative Society started for election of executive members of the society in terms of notice dated 23/2/2023 and in terms of letter dated so and so issued by Assistant Registrar of Cooperative Society Silchar with reference to the letter of appointment of returning officer Mr. R. Lasker, Senior Inspector, Auditor of Office of the District Deputy Registrar of Cooperative Societies, Kachar. The nomination papers of the candidates for election was accepted on 1/3/2023 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. With the stipulated period of 17 persons that submitted their nomination papers, amongst them 11 persons from weaker section, 4 persons from stronger section, 1 reserved for women and 1 reserved for strongest candidate had submitted nominations. As per notice, the nomination papers are scrutinized after 2 p.m. and after scrutinizing 2 nomination papers belonging to weaker sections has been rejected as stated by the returning officer. Thereafter, one of the candidates belonging to the weaker section has withdrawn his nomination paper from the returning officer by writing. As per notice and within the stipulated period, no other candidate has withdrawn their nomination, and as such, the nomination of 14 candidates has been declared as valid nominations by the returning officer, and the same are in the notice board of the society. Since there are 15 posts of the board of directors, 14 candidates submitted nominations, and thus election is not required. Therefore, in the adjourned AGM of the society, the returning officer declared the 14 candidates as elected and distributed the winning certificate to them. I invite my lord's attention to page 77.
Page
77.
77,
77.
77.
77. 77. Is by the observer.
Hmm?
Observer's report on the,
Observer's report.
my lord.
Okay.
I have the honor to submit herewith the draft proceedings along with my observation report in respect of the AGM election of so-and-so society held on 18/3/2023 are as under. That's sir, as per AGM election notice of so-and-so on 23/2/2023, the returning officer attended the society on 1/3/2023 in stipulated time and received 17 nominations from the contesting candidates. And after scrutiny, 2 candidates have been cancelled by the returning officer and 1 number of candidates withdrawn his nomination. Remaining 14 numbers of candidate nomination were valid as declared by the returning officer. That's sir. The AGM election of the society held on 11/3/2023, but due to want of quorum, the said meeting was adjourned and fixed the said meeting on 18/3/2023. That's sir. The adjourned AGM election was held on 18/3/2023 and observed that in the said meeting, within 10 a.m., 359 numbers of shareholders were present and signed the AGM proceeding book. As per office record, total eligible shareholders 2299 numbers and required quorum is 230, 10% of so and so and so. In due time, the quorum is fulfilled and the adjourned AGM election meeting was started by the officer on management of the society and discussed the agendas from 1 to 6 and adopted the same unanimously. Thereafter, the chairman handed over the charges to the returning officer to conduct the election agenda and abide number 7. Accordingly, the returning officer declared the 14 members of board of directors and their names who were selected on the day of nomination. After hearing the names of the selected candidates, the House unanimously approved. Therefore, the returning officer issued a winning certificate to them and handed over the charge to the officer on management for presiding the remaining works. The officer on management took over the charge and thanks to all the present shareholders, officers, employees of the society, and police personnel for their cooperation and success of the same AGM smoothly. This is for your payment. This is on 18th itself. May I pause for a moment, Miller? 22nd, the notice for the AGM election.
23rd.
23 February, sorry, stand corrected. And 18th of March, declaration of results.
First meeting was 11/3. That was adjourned.
Adjourned.
Lack of quorum.
Lack of quorum. 18th
18th.
quorum was fulfilled, it was achieved, and therefore 18th results were declared. A complaint during the entire process under the law, Rule 27 of the rules, it envisages that within 3 days after declaration of results, it is to be submitted to the authority concerned, which is the registrar. Now, in between, on 9th of March, page 41. Page 41. A complaint was lodged to the minister concerned. May I read that? With reference to the subject, we know signatories, that is the members of the so-and-so society, have the honor to submit that the ex-chairman of the society has been running the society without following statutory government guidelines and rules. The chairman and his associates have been involved in malpractices and corruption in respect of the management of the society. Recently, the ex-chairman circulated a notice for general meeting election of the society proposed to be held on 11/3/2023, whereas the committee has already dissolved on 7/5/2022. The decision of the election taken by the ex-chairman is not taken as per the Act. At least 40% of the members of the society have already expired and the voter list is also yet to be prepared. As such, without preparing new voter lists, the election will not be free and fair. Moreover, the ex-chairman is in collusion with his vested interest group and is trying to get re-elected in the interest of the corporate society, as well as its shareholders shall be prejudiced if the ex-chairman gets re-elected. Under the circumstances and in the greater interest of the society, the shareholders' proposal election is essentially required to be cancelled stage until the new and voter list is prepared. At the same time, it's necessary order may kindly be passed to conduct free and fair election by open general meeting. And this complaint not only is vitiated, being contrary to law, but also on the facts glaring at us, it is vitiated. The one-man committee was managing the society. After a decision reached in the resolution adopted, we have annexed. It was a secretary who had issued the notice, not the ex-chairman.
Where is your notice?
My lordships. The notice
my lord, finds that page. We'll just skip that. That's at page 27. That was by the secretary.
That is the employed by the society.
Society, but not.
And there is an officer on management already. So he is the secretary employed by the society.
May I invite my lord's attention to page 19? The incident prior to that. That is of 17 December 2022. Whereas it has been informed by the ARCS Silchar by this letter dated so and so that the managing committee board of directors of Meherpur Krishnapur Cooperative Society Limited Silchar has failed to constitute the new managing committee board of directors within stipulated period as per provision of the so and so Act 2007, and the managing committee board of directors of the said society stands automatically dissolved. Now, therefore, in exercise of power delegated under section 41(6) of the Assam Cooperative Societies Act 2007, I so and so zonal joint registrar of cooperative society Silchar Zone Silchar do hereby appoint Sri Sanjay Kumar Borman, senior inspector, auditor of cooperative.
So basically, on 17 December 2022, one-man
Absolutely.
committee has been appointed after dissolving the board of directors of the society.
Mile.
And under his
The next page,
superintendent's
page 20. Next-
supervision, that page 30 notice was issued for the purpose of preparing the electoral rolls
Absolutely.
and to conduct the election. Is it not?
And the allegation is the ex-chairman had done it. Page 41. The ex-chairman of the society had been running the society without following government so and so. The ex-chairman circulated notice for general meeting of the society proposed to be held on 11/3/2023.
No, for the purpose of electoral rolls, what is the step? What are the steps?
Absolutely. Page 20.
Is
20.
20.
Relevant extract is there, you know. Today's meeting has been presided over by Sri Sanjay Kumar Barman, Officer and Management of the Society, and the following resolutions have been adopted. Number 1. Today's meeting about the correction of eligible voters list and substitution of legal heirs in place of dead persons. The request has been made to all concerned to submit applications before Secretary of the Society from 14/1/2023 to 31/1/2023. Resolution 2. Today's meeting, it was decided that the resolution which has been adopted regarding correction of the names of the shareholders by the society, the same should be circulated by widely making and paper publication in the locality of the secretary by the secretary of the
paper
society.
publication was made.
I wouldn't. That details will not. But notice was put. Page 24, if Lordship takes it. 24.
With whom he has done the meeting?
Secretary.
Mhm.
Secretary issued the notice. The one man was there. Observer is there. Returning officer is there. Police personnel are there. The report is there.
No. This correction in the voters list.
Yes. Page 24.
How it is to be done as per
Page 20.
procedure?
Page 24 is the notice.
Procedure prescribed.
Bylaws I would not be having, but generally when there is a correction of the voter list, if some members are gone, that will be rechecked by the records. If some have expired, then shareholders would come in by way of notice. This is the notice at page 24. May I read? The shareholders of Meherpur Krishnapur Cooperative Society are hereby informed that the draft voter list of the year 2020-2024 of the society is open in the office of the society. In order to finalize the voter list, if there is any dead person's name is included or any kind of objection for the correction against the name of the dead persons, the nominees are asked to apply for substitution of his name from 14/1/2023 to 31/1/2023 before the undersigned. After the aforesaid date, no further application will be accepted for correction of the voter list. The following documents should be submitted with the application for registering the name of the nominee or the legal heirs in place of the deceased person, so and so. All these things were done. But the complaint, if I may address Lordship. Because there were dead persons named in the voter list, the correction process was initiated by the one man, noticed by the secretary, and things fell in place. Because the one man was managing the society, therefore, ex-chairman had no role to play. Both these contentions were taken just on the opposite in the complaint, and in total violation of Rule 27 of the rules, it was submitted before the minister. With all respect, the minister concerned has no role to play insofar as the election process is concerned.
What is the impugn order?
That may not find that.
And what is this repetition?
Writ petition was filed because the registrar had earlier at page 79 cancelled the election, entire election, on the premise that dead voters' names were there and some persons had signed twice or thrice. Basically, two grounds, page 79. This order was set aside by this honorable court on the count that the returned candidates were not heard. Now, verbatim it was borrowed, the last two paragraphs, pasted, and the earlier order which was set aside by the Honorable High Court was recalled. Page 97. The complaint being wrong, the entire thing goes below. May I read 97? In pursuance of the
Page
order of
82 first, then I.
82, yes.
Here is the complaint. I saw.
Heard the petitioners and the respondents. There is the document.
Right, back to- Okay, then it was set aside because principle of natural justice was not followed.
Was not followed.
Okay, then
So far as the
thereafter,
page 82 order, my note kindly considers the last two paragraphs. The language. As we go to the improved order now,
on
Please,
basis of the
97.
attendance sheet, 18 days on the many shareholders have signed the attendance sheet. Right?
I'll read the last two paragraphs in 97.
Hmm.
97, last two paragraphs. Mayor, heard the petitioners and the respondents peruse the documents submitted by both the parties. It is seen that the voter list of Meherpur Krishnapur Cooperative Society Limited Part 1 and Part 2 has the names of many dead voters, the fact of which is substantiated by the death certificates of the voters submitted by the petitioners. It is also seen that the voter list has also many names of members written twice. On perusal of the attendance sheet of the AGM held on 18/3/2023, it is found that many shareholders have signed the attendance sheet twice, and the signatures have also been found against the share numbers of dead voters. As per section 29, subsection 1 of the Assam Cooperative Societies Act 2007, General Assembly of a cooperative society shall consist of all the members of such cooperative society who are eligible to vote at general meeting of the society. Therefore, it can be asserted that the voter list of Meherpur so-and-so is full of anomalies. Hence, the AGM election of Meherpur so-and-so held on 18/3/2023 has been held in violation so-and-so. Hence, the earlier order disapproving the AGM of so-and-so is upheld. There are three things coming to it. Number one, the complaint is contrary to Rule 27. It must be filed after declaration of results to the election authority, which is the registrar concerned, within 3 days. That law is settled. Number two, the earlier order by the registrar was set aside by this honorable court, albeit on count of that the other party was not heard. That could not have been upheld by the registrar subsequently. And number three, body lifting the paragraphs without any exercise of mind or the law holding the field,
But-
or that the complaint.
But that finding that many shareholders have signed the attendance sheet twice and signatures have also been found against the share of dead voters.
Is neither here nor there for the precise reason. This was the finding in the earlier order set aside by this honorable court, and these were not indicated which number, who, and how many, because to achieve the quorum, 10% is required. 230 would have been required, 359 had been there signing the documents, as to how many would be there to show that.
That is why, what kind of exercise was undertaken for correction of the voters list?
I squarely appreciate, my lord.
Because that goes to the root of the matter. Yes, he should not have commented that the earlier order was upheld,
Even if
has been
technical-
upheld. That is one part.
That is
That
one.
has been set aside. So it stands removed.
My
So
lord,
he cannot affirm that order.
We cannot-
That is one part.
one part. But so far as the complaint is concerned, the factual allegations in the complaint are bad. On the face of it, the ex-chairman did not issue the notice. The notice was issued by the secretary. Number two, they say voter list was
Yes,
not published.
Mr. Talukdar, what do you say? Because
can
there
tell me this,
are so many things. Right. That an order of interim order should not revive any kind of illegality. in it. On what point? This is,
That part, my lord, this is not the only part regarding the earlier upholding of the earlier order. That, my lord, that is, my lord, not the.
there is one part, but
Yeah.
what about the other things?
Firstly, my lord, if your lordship says that it is related to, my lord, the voter list. Now, if the result is materially affected, now, my lord, we don't know. So that would have an effect of the result of the election. Because the quorum, my lord, and the voter list are two different aspects of the matter. Quorum is
Quorum is one part.
relatable to AGM. It is not relatable to the election.
Election is basically under the election authority.
Absolutely. And the voter list
It is a
has,
separate process.
correct.
AGM is one part, but is a election, that democratic process is under, perhaps, let us see the election part. Main statutory provision.
So it was
41.
uncontested, there was no election.
Huh?
Election 41.
Superintendent's direction and control of the preparation of electoral rolls for and the conduct of all election to a cooperative society shall based in the register. Cooperative society does not have any role.
26.
26
My lord.
of Act.
Act. Cooperative society, my lord, will prepare the voter list. Everything
Huh?
will be done.
Every member of a registered society.
Basically, your lordship will come to 26(3). The chief executive, my lord, he is the secretary. He is, my lord, entrusted with this duty. Lordship will examine it, my lord. In the meantime, the election may not be held. That my lord.
The list shall be affixed on a notice board of the cooperative society for information of all members and any members not specified as specific. Future and non-future secretaries may appeal to the board again. Changes from the date of. So 26(3)
Yes, ma'am.
says that it is the secretary who has to issue the notice.
Essentially, it is the board, my lord, board of directors. The cooperative society is responsible for preparation of the voter list, my lord, in terms of the provisions of the act.
The chief executive officer is the secretary.
Yes, he is the secretary.
And he has to issue the notice.
Correct.
He has to undertake the process.
Yes.
And thereafter, board is there. The board shall, within 40 days of closure of the previous cooperative rate, review the list, finalize it, and have it affixed on the notice board of the head office of the cooperative society. Now here, board is replaced by that one man officer.
Secretary is, my lord, the employee.
Secretary will
Is the employee of the board.
employee, he will undertake the process. Thereafter, it will be placed before the board.
Board.
After all this. And they will finally
Yes.
finalize it
Finalized.
and have it affixed on the notice board of the head office of the corporation. That concludes the process of
Voter list.
voter list.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
And thereafter, the election process will start.
Start.
Now, as per document affixed,
Well.
annexed, it appears that the secretary had undertaken some process.
Right.
Page 26. Page 26. Under section 26(3).
Right.
Right. We don't know finalization of the voters list as of now, but on that basis, this page 30 notice was issued for election.
30.
30. I am into the vernacular.
My lord.
This was issued for election.
Yes, yes.
Submission of nomination paper, scrutiny of nomination paper, date of election, and date of declaration of results.
Right.
So, within this period, preparation of voter list was supposed to be over and perhaps over. And that later allegation is that that voter list included names of dead voters. But on the basis of that voter list, election was held. And I think one election authority was in charge of the election. Not the board
Not the.
or the one-man management committee. He was not in charge of the election. Election was declared, results 14 got elected uncontested. Thereafter, somehow, this meeting on 11/3 adjourned. Then on 18/3 meeting held. And meeting ended with what result?
Uncontested 14.
14. You showed me some
77.
observer report?
77. Of the same date.
77.
And certificate of winners were also
77. Okay. That was on 18/3.
18.
In the meantime, this complaint to the minister
No, midway, 9-3.
on
Midway, 9-3.
9/3.
9-3.
Okay. Just before election.
Election rules, one thing would be relevant if I may read. That's how we come in. Who are 77.
Okay, then this order was passed 3rd April. That was set aside 19/7. Then again 21/9. Okay. What is the election rules?
Election rules, if 40 is there.
Yes.
13.
Rule
1-3.
1/3.
A. If the number of valid nomination papers is equal to the total number of members to be elected to the board of directors, the returning officer shall declare such candidate to be duly elected to the board of directors in the AGM. If there are more valid nominations against the total number of posts to be filled, poll shall be held on the date of AGM already notified in accordance with the provisions laid under the Act and the rules. Pausing for a moment, Milord. Poll shall be held. It stems up when nominations are more than the number of the posts. We do not reach B. We are on A. Therefore, to the extent my colleague had submitted that the signatures would be for the quorum, but the election is vitiated by the voter list.
We are not into the quorum also.
Lordship.
We are not into the election also. We are all only concerned with this finding at page 97 that attendance sheet.
So 13A we come in, Milord. Regardless of anything we come in. There was no poll. 13.
Now, one thing. Since these nomination papers were lesser than the number of posts, meaning thereby they got elected uncontested. Now, what prejudice is caused? Even in it that includes dead voters.
Yes. That is correct. That I was thinking aloud.
Huh.
Because in this case,
Had it been
because
poll,
there is no election.
Poll.
had it been
So,
poll,
because now they are.
had it been
uncontested.
poll, then somebody had come as a live.
Yes, I appreciate his argument. In this case, my lord, it is not.
I
affected.
think prejudice is not cost of the result. That result was not going to be changed. Even all these dead voters are excluded from the voters list because there was no
No
election.
election. Virtually, voter list had no role to
That's what
play in this case.
Right.
Correct.
So ultimately, after all this discussion, it is found that this is nothing is going to happen.
Yes.
Even if there are dead voters, nobody had voted.
Nobody voted.
Nobody did.
So what?
That I leave it to your lordship, my lord. In fact, lordship may examine it on a different day. There will be
Okay,
some-
reviving the body is one thing. No election should be held.
No.
No election should be held. Reviving the body
Yes.
will take a call on the later.
Yes.
Because after exhaustive discussion,
Yes.
because this dead voters is not going to change the outcome of the election.
Correct.
Because
No election was.
nominations were less than the number of posts.
Page 17, second part. That's my prayer.
17.
Second part. He's on the AGM, I'm on the initiation method. That means.
No, not now, not now. Having come to know there was no election.
And that will
Initiation.
pass this today that there shall not be any new process for election.
Yes.
Legally, it is wrong to have dead voters in the voters list.
Yes.
But ultimately, whether this will be an illegality or irregularity along with prejudice.
This is a grey area, my lord. In fact, some deliberations would require, and your lordship will
Right.
also hold the law, my lord.
Heard Mr. S. Boni, Learned Counsel for the petitioners. You are elected persons.
Return candidates, 14.
Okay. And Mr. S.K. Taluga, Learned Standing Counsel. Corporation Department for Respondava 1 to 4.
My lord.
1 to 4.
1 to 4, my lord. 1 to 4.
Poster. In the subject matter of the writ petition is the annual general meeting and election held election for electing the directors to the board of directors of Messrs. Meherpur, Krishnapur Cooperative Society Limited, Silchar, a society registered under the Cooperative Societies Act, Assam Cooperative Societies Act, 2007. First off, in the election held on 18/3/2023, comma, held after adjournment of the earlier AGM scheduled on 11/3/2023 due to lack of quorum, comma, the petitioners, 14 in number, were declared elected by the election authority. What does it call? The returning officer. By the returning officer. Full stop. But full stop. On 9/3/2023, a complaint came to be lodged on the ground that the voters list prepared for the society contained names of dead voters as members of the society, and an election, any election held on a basis of such voters list would be vitiated. Full stop. The response number 2 by the impugn order dated 21/9/2023 has disapproved the annual general meeting and the election of the society election held on 18/3/2023. So one of the primary contention one of the grounds for such disapproval was that the voters list contain names of dead voters. Full stop. The petitioners have contended that in the election held on 18/3/2023, nomination papers were submitted for 15 number of nominations were called for 15 numbers of for 15 numbers of directors of the society. Full stop. However, only 14 nomination papers were filed
Remained valid.
by all were filed. Full stop. The returning officer, after scrutiny of those 14 sorry, nomination papers were filed, and after scrutiny of the nomination papers, only 14 nomination papers were found valid. Only 14 nomination papers, that is, the nomination papers filed by the 14 petitioners hearing were found valid. And full stop. The returning officer had thus declared that the petitioners hearing were elected to the board of directors of the society uncontested. Full stop. The matter would require further examination. Issue notice, returnable in 4 weeks. Returnable yet to be as so and so appeared, accepted. No formal notice. The petitioner shall take steps for service of notice of the response number 5 and 6 by registered post with AD within 3 working days. Post of the issue. No, on a privacy view, it appears that even inclusion of dead voters might not have any bearing in the outcome of the election, as against 15 number of post of directors, only 14 number of nomination papers came to be accepted, and the the election, no poll was held. Full stop. Consequently, the petitioners, 14 number of petitioners hearing whose nomination papers were found valid, got unelected. Full stop. It is therefore observed that till the returnable date, there shall not be any trace process for election to the board of directors of the society.
One of the impugn order may be stayed.
Which one?
And thereafter is.
We'll take a call. On that, we'll take a call. let him file the affidavit. No election process, reviving you to the board of directors is the final outcome,
My final.
right? So that is the interim order, which is in the form of final order, will be
Securing us
difficult.
now. The interim order is securing our position as of date, not distant.
Right.
It's grateful.
Okay, we'll resume. Yes, counsel for the petitioner is saying that on 17 there was no presence of the petitioner.
That is why, on the last occasion, the copy of the communication
Ah.
was furnished to him, my lord. And honorable court was pleased to ask him whether he is agreed to that or not.
Because he says on 17-3,
17-1.
17-1.
Last communication 71, man.
Somewhere where it is reflected in the.
In the letter itself, it's written. Yeah, here it. In inviting a reference to the subject cited above and the letter mentioned under reference above, I have the honor to inform you that a joint survey was conducted on 4th of January. We were present on 4th of January and 17th of January. I was not called on 17th of January. So that's the only thing. And second thing is no official communication was made to the petitioner, except for what is placed before this honorable court. But Your Honor, Lordship, petitioner doesn't have any.
Only if it is say only 5 lesses of land is
Lordship.
utilized for the purpose of relocating 2 legs of the tower.
Lordship.
Then and the remaining 2 in the government land.
Government. 290.
Then petitioner will not have any objection. If that is so,
Matter can be closed, man.
matter can be closed.
Lordship.
I think this.
We'll keep it open for you to come back again if
Lordship.
it is are aggrieved by any action,
Lordship.
subsequent action of the respondents.
Lordship.
I think
I think my lord, communication is in the office record. of the honorable court.
Art Mr. F for ED. Learned counsel for the petitioners. And Mr. B. Goswami, learned additional advocate general Assam, assisted by MS G. Hazarika. Learned standing counsel, revenue and disaster management department for the respond number. And Mr. N. Goswami. Junior government advocate. Assam. And any PWD. Mr. M. V. Learned counsel representing Mr. V. Gogoi, learned standing counsel, Public Works Department, for all the respondents. So, Vera. It 21/12/2023 order was, and the petitioners have preferred a writ petition to contend that. Second paragraph. Obviously, after the writ petition was moved. One of the grievances of the petitioners is that the respondent authorities would have taken appropriate steps for installation of the tower in a manner which would have reduced would have by relocation of the towers for the project to stop. Para. After the writ petition was moved, comma, joint survey was conducted by the respondent authorities with new information to the petitioners, comma, more particularly the petition number 1. Full stop. After conducting joint survey, on 4/1/2024 and 17/1/2024. By the additional Deputy District Commissioner Kamrup with the assistance of PWRD officials, AEGCL officials, and revenue officials of North Guwahati Revenue Circle, comma, a decision has been taken to relocate 2 out of the 4 legs of the tower to the adjacent government land bearing DAG number 292 and only to keep the remaining 2 legs in the plot of land, comma, covered by DAG number 293 belonging to the petitioners. Full stop. It is relevant to mention that, comma, all the 4 legs of the tower were originally thought to be located within the petitioner's plot of land. Full stop. The decision to relocate 2 of the 4 legs of the tower to the adjacent government land bearing DAG number 293 and to keep the remaining 2 legs of the tower in the petitioner's plot of land has been conveyed to the Additional Advocate General Assam by the Additional District Commissioner Kamrup by his communication bearing number LA-17/54/2023-KRA dated 18/1/2024. एक मिनट आता है। क्या कुछ कमाई? A copy of the state communication dated 18/1/2024 was also furnished to the Learned Council for the petitioner on 19/1/2024 for the purpose of obtaining instructions from the petitioners. Full stop. And the matter was directed to be listed today. Full stop. Mr. Corey, Learned Counsel for the petitioners, after obtaining instruction from his clients, has submitted that the petitioners will not have any objection if two out of the 4 legs of the tower are relocated to the adjacent government land bearing DAG number 292, and the remaining 2 legs of the tower are confined within the petitioner's plot of land. Full stop. The petitioners will not have any objection if the acquisition process initiated for relocation of 2 legs of the tower utilizes only 5 lessons of land of the petitioners instead of 9.5 lessons of land, which was originally contemplated. Full stop. The petitioners will not have any objection if such. Obviously, if 2 legs are there, then 2 legs will be there. It will be by the side of the plot only. Cannot be. Full stop. In view of such consensus arrived at by the parties, to the effect that there will be only 2 legs of the tower inside the petitioner's plot of land, and only 5 lessons of the petitioner's land will be utilized. There is no necessity to proceed with the writ petition at this stage. Full stop. In such view of the matter, the writ petition is closed. Full stop. The petitioners, it will be open if the petitioners are aggrieved by any subsequent cause of action. The petitioners would be at liberty to approach, to avail appropriate remedy permissible under the law. I think that will suffice. The communications bearing number so and so, so and so, so and so, placed by Mr. Goswami, Learned Additional Advocate General, some are to be kept as part of the case record. What will do? All these are part of the case record. Because the students are there.
Yes, absolutely.
Item number 3.
Lordship, in item number 3, Mr. D. Nath was called for. So he came, but again, he had to rush for another matter which is on leg.
Because if
at all
any
it-
statement is from him,
Yes, yes.
that if any action is contemplated in future for the purpose of cancellation of the petitioner's allotment, then proper
And
and prior show cause notice will be issued, and petitioners will be afforded all the reasonable opportunities to represent their case.
yes, that is,
If that can be observed, I think this petition can be closed.
it could have been, yes, but since his presence was.
Okay, let him come whenever he is available.
Right.
Definitely he is busy, but
But
he
the end-
represents the board
Yes, by the end of the
today proceeding.
Item 10 for admission.
Mr. Manjabuya, you be there? Yes. If you have no other business,
Or else can it be tomorrow?
no, tomorrow. We can we'll try. Whether he is so busy,
No, he is on leg.
let him come.
Please, your lordship.
Yes, some mention was made in
Yes,
the
your
morning.
lordship.
You are a petitioner's counsel.
I'm from the respondents.
Who made the
Uh,
mention? Okay. Because your consent was not taken, so I kept it.
I'm obliged, my lord. I'm obliged.
You are outstation lawyer.
Yes, yes, my
So
lord.
that is, so
My
tell
lord,
me a
this matter
convenient date then.
We
Uh,
tried contacting you, but the number which was given, it was.
Who was the
Right.
counsel for the respondents? Who is the counsel?
SC also.
Oh, because
GST.
at 10:30 or morning, she made a mention
Oh.
that Mr.
We
Kyle
did
will
not get a
be
prior
having
notice.
difficulty.
My lord, we did not have a prior notice of that.
Right, that is why I have kept it.
My lord, there's a very small question involved in this.
No,
And
it has to
yes,
be.
I understand, but
Tell me a convenient date then.
my lord,
You are
you
from
have
which
to
place?
extend the interim order
That will be done, but tell me a convenient date. You are from which place?
from Calcutta.
Tell me a convenient date then.
My lord, in the month of March,
Okay.
any Friday?
First of March or 15th of March, because 8th is a holiday.
First will be fine, my lord.
Okay. MS
Monica Kalra.
M. Kalra, Learned Counsel for the petitioner is present. Poster Miss
PK Khakholia.
PK
Khakholia.
Khakolia, Learned Counsel representing Mr. S. C. Kayal, Learned Standing Counsel, GST.
Yes, lordship.
GST. For the respondent number 1, 3, 4, 5. Has submitted that Mr. Kyle has some personal difficulty today and case be adjourned by case be deferred for 3 weeks. Also, Mr. Bhuya, you for Mr. M. Bhuya, Learned Counsel representing Mr. B. Gogoi, Learned Standing Counsel, Finance and Taxation Department for the respondent number 2 are present. Monica M. Kalra and so. As sought for by the Learned Counsel for the parties, the prayer made on behalf of Mr. Kyle, Standing Counsel GST, is allowed. As sought for by the Learned Counsel for the parties, leaves the case on 1/3/2023. The interim order passed earlier shall continue till the next date of this.
I'm obliged, my lord.
Much obliged.
Much.
Item number 11.
I'm on behalf of AHMR Choudhury. He is in leg on court number 20, Your Lordship. Matter may kindly possible for the time being.
Timing, don't know. This court will not sit after 1 o'clock.
Well,
Then next week, any date, Your Lordship.
Okay, it will be given then.
Okay. Lordship, in this case, we are contemplating to file and stay vacation by tomorrow, Lordship. Let it come next week, Lordship.
Well, not next week, my lord, because we have to file an affidavit again. Let it come after 4 weeks, my lord.
So that might.
You are at
Anticipating-
liberty. No, Mr. Chakraborty, you are at liberty to file an application seeking vacation. As and when it is filed, it will be listed
Lordship.
in the stay vacating column.
Yes, yes.
So let Mr. Sahiwala file the additional affidavit within 3 weeks.
Yes.
No, Lordship, there is a stay order 2 weeks, Lordship.
No, no,
No, no.
you have not yet filed. I'll record your submission that you are contemplating to file an interlocutory application seeking vacation of the order. But as and when it is filed, it will be listed prior to 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Because it will be governed by 226(3).
In our present, stay orders first in our present.
Heard Mr. Z.N. Sahiwala, Senior Counsel, assisted by Mr. M. Sahiwala, Learned Counsel for the petitioners. এইটো কোনটো? Oh, এইটো যেতি নহয় নিজে নিজে আহিব। 12. For the petitioner and Mr. B. Chakraborty, Central Government Council for all the respondents. Mr. Sayawala has submitted that has prayed for 3 weeks time.
No, I don't, first he wanted to file an application.
No.
He wanted to file an
No,
application.
you want to file an additional affidavit?
No. If they file application for vacating, my lord, then I have to file.
Responding to my applicant.
Okay. Mr. Chakraborty, Central Government Council has submitted that the case be listed after 1 week as the respondents are seeking to file an interlocutory application for vacation, modification of the interim order. Full stop. Release the case after 1 week. The interim order passed away shall continue till the next date of listing. So you file, then it will be listed.
Item number 13.
May I please, your lordship? Lordship, I have a small prayer, my lord. Mr. N.K. Devnath was supposed to appear, my lord. He also is carrying the brief of this case. My lord, unfortunately, he informed me this morning that he had to go to the hospital with his mother. His mother is very sick, so
Okay.
lordship may kindly.
What is the
adjourn
subject
for
matter?
the day.
The matter didn't have no confirmation motion against the petitioner, lordship. He is the president,
No
lordship.
affidavit, then records.
Lordship, record was called for by order dated 1/9/2023.
And whatever, lordship,
that-
is the records or instructions.
Okay. By which order record was called for?
019
Five-
019/2023. Has order, lordship.
Mr. Borua is supposed to.
Yes, lordship.
Yes, communication has been sent, but thing is that in the cause list, since the government hasn't been reflected, only now I have come to know. So that's why that office file could not be placed before the court. And that apart, I've also
Do you have
inquired,
any idea whether you have received the records or not?
I have already verified, they haven't received the records. But communication has been sent.
This meeting was held under the aegis of the Deputy Commissioner.
Yes,
Then you have to produce the record.
yes, that's what.
Then Mr. Gogoi, someday else. Now you have to produce the records on the next day
Yes, I have, because
without fail.
last occasion also,
Because
Lot-
4 months
4 months.
already.
Yes. At the same time, lots of reflection of the government, GA may be in the phone. In the-
Otherwise, your name is clearly.
My name is shown, but the government office doesn't send the file in my name.
Okay. Heard Mr. N.J. Gogoi, counsel for the petitioner. Mr.
Lordship, U. Sharma.
U. Sharma, learned counsel representing Mr. N.K. Devnath, standing counsel, Panchayat and Rural Development Department for the respondent number 1, 3. Block Development Officer, 5, 6. And Mr. S. Borua, Line Junior Government Advocate Assam for the respondent number 2 and 4. And regarding others,
Lordship, notice.
Service-
Complete, lordship.
complete. Mr. Borua. Learned Junior Government Advocate Assam was supposed to produce the records in deference to the order dated 1/9/2023, relevant record. Come, I have submitted that the relevant records have not been received. Full stop. He has thus submitted that relevant records have not been received at the office of the senior government advocate Assam till date. So he has thus submitted that the case be posted after how many? 10 days? 10 days. In order to enable him to produce the report. So Mr. Sharma, learned counsel representing Mr. Devnath has submitted that Mr. Devnath has some personal difficulty. Is not present today due to medical reasons. Release the case. On. Later, did you go? 12 to 2024. So stop, Mr. Borua, Junior Government Advocate shall produce the relevant records on the date, on the same date. So stop. The name of Mr. S. Borua, learned quote unquote, Mr. S. Borua, quote, learned Junior Government Advocate Assam be reflected in the respondent side in the contest.
I have a similar prayer for item number 18.
Let it come.
Online.
Item 14. Wait, please, 1 second.
Cooperative society.
Society.
Okay. Mr. Morning is synonymous with cooperative society. Okay.
Page 35. The petitioners who are the returned candidates are before your lordship.
35.
35. We are declared elected. This is our status. Now, the AGM was to be presided by the one man. What he had done, midway, he went away. Naturally, the quorum started to drop. The quorum started to fall. This situation is taken care in the Act. The Act says that if in a meeting, the meeting starts and the quorum drops, then it becomes an adjournment. It goes to the next. Or if it does not start, then also the next day. The only difference is that if the meeting starts and then it drops, in a subsequent meeting, no quorum is required. I'll bring it to that, 34. What the registrar has done, the registrar concerned has taken it to be an illegality and set aside the entire election. Page 55. That is my case. Second paragraph, if I may read, 55 onwards.
Page
55.
Which paragraph?
Second paragraph. Peruse the documents submitted by the petitioners as well as the respondents. It was found that as per Honorable Guwahati High Court's order dated 25/11/2022, the Zonal Joint Registrar of Cooperative Societies, Guwahati Zone, Guwahati 5, appointed Sri Rajanikanta Das, Junior Inspector Auditor of Cooperative Societies, Guwahati, as Chairman of One-Man Committee of Goroimari GPSS Limited by order number so-and-so, dated 3/1/2022. It is also found that the One-Man Committee submitted resolution to the Office of the ARCS, Guwahati, for holding AGM election on 28/12/2022. Accordingly, the returning officer and the assistant returning officer had been deputed to conduct the election agenda of the AGM on 28/12/2022 society. It was found that on the day of the counting of the ballot papers, that is on 30/12/2022, the returning officer and the assistant returning officer of the AGM election, Goroimari so-and-so, had to face a critical situation because Sri Rajanikanta Das, Chairman of the One-Man Committee of Goroimari so-and-so, remained absent willfully on the day of counting. As reported by election officers, the election agenda had been conducted smoothly by the election team, but due to willful absence of the chairman and the returning officer, they could not hand over the charge to the chairman to complete the other agenda of the AGM. The Zonal Joint Registrar of Cooperative Societies dissolved the newly elected board of directors of the society and appointed a one-man committee to run the affairs of the society. The order was apparently issued by invoking jurisdiction under section 39 of the Act for violation of section 32 of the Act because of the fact that the previous one-man committee entrusted with the responsibility of holding the AGM election had left the venue of the meeting before completing 8 of the 7 agendas of the meeting. The petitioners appeal that the remaining agenda should be completed by appointing a new one-man committee, keeping the newly elected members of the board intact, which is impermissible in law. Therefore, the Zonal Joint Registrar Societies in so and so was directed by the order dated 12/1/2023 to take necessary action as per the Act of 2007. Therefore, I, Sinarayan Kaur IAS, hereby declare that AGM election of Goroimari GPSS held on 28/12/2022 is invalid due to the violation of section 45 of the Act of 2007. The order of the Zonal Joint Registrar of Cooperative Societies Guwahati Zone dissolving the newly elected board of directors of the society and appointing one-man committee to run the affairs of the society is upheld. The new one-man committee is directed to hold fresh AGM election of Goroimari Samama Limited within the stipulated time. The assistant registrar of so-and-so is to take action accordingly. Further, the earlier board of members who were otherwise not disqualified as per the Act and bylaws are hereby allowed to contest in the ensuing AGM election so-and-so disposed of. We have moved in matter with interim protection operating unit. We are on section 34 of the Act.
No need. Why he is referring to 45?
45 is the proceedings.
Shall record.
Minutes of the proceedings in the meetings. May I read 45? Possibly because it needs to be signed by the person who presided. The mischief is taken care of by 45(2)(a). Anyway, I read 45(1). May I read that? 1. Every cooperative society shall record in the minutes books in the official language of its station or in English or in any other language prescribed in the bylaws proceedings of every general meeting, delegate general body meeting and board meeting and the names of the members of the delegates present thereat and shall be confirmed at the same or the next meeting. The proceedings of all general meetings and special general meeting of every cooperative society, complete in all respects as given in the Act and bylaws, shall be sent to the registrar within 15 days from the date of completion of such meeting with due acknowledgement. The registrar shall give approval on the resolutions within 15 days of receipt of the proceedings. If no approval is received within the aforesaid period, the proceeding shall be deemed to have been approved.
Rules concern. I think he has not segregated this election and AGM. He has
He has moments date.
He has treated both as inseparable part, perhaps.
Further, 45(2) has not been correctly appreciated by the registrar concerned, if I may read on. Yes.
Then it can be taken up for disposal on a hearing date. It appears, I don't know, subject to your permission.
My lord.
This election is held under the supervision of a returning officer. I think you have been given this election winner, okay, certificates. As soon as election certificates are issued, I think election part is complete. Then comes the later part, subject to your submission. Because I think election is governed by these rules.
Yes, yes, correct.
That part is completed.
To that extent, I concede, my lord, some statutory right has been acquired by them.
Yes, some
Because winning certificate has been issued, my lord. That is there, my lord.
somebody walks out
Yes.
from the meeting. That will not
Manoj, absolutely correct. AGM public election would have two different connotations in a given context.
One of the agendas could be election, but no, approval to the election. Putting the stamp of approval to the election perhaps.
45(2) takes care of that.
And election is held as per the provisions of this.
Rules.
And I think for that, returning officers, all these are appointed
By the department itself.
by the department,
Correct.
filing scrutiny of nomination papers. That process, democratic process has been undertaken. Declaration of election results. It ends at that time.
Virtually complete.
Complete. Thereafter, just because somebody walks out, it will nullify the process. That is, democratic process cannot be. I don't think it is acceptable.
The affidavit also to that extent, my lord. In fact, I have filed a short
Okay,
affidavit.
today it will be difficult,
My lord.
Mr.
Yes, yes, no.
Have a hearing date.
Yes.
13 or 30. Okay, 15. Thursday.
The interim order be extended.
Heard Mr. S. Ponik, the counsel for the petitioners. And Mr. S. K. Talukdar, learned standing counsel, Corporation Department. For all the respondents. The learned counsel for the parties have submitted that exchange of pleading is complete. Post of list the case on 15/2, Thursday. The interim order passed earlier shall continue.
Wait.
এই rule এটা সোমাই থৈ দিব ভিতৰত rule এটা পঢ়িয়ে তেওঁ পঢ়িব পাৰে
Item 15.
This is regarding the issuance of Christian marriage license, your lordship.
Yes.
Like for the last order, your lordship has directed the revenue department to take instruction on as per the letter
Yes.
dated 6 July 2020.
Sorry.
Revenue.
Lordship, we have not received any instruction, Lordship. Simple issue, Lordship, but
Yes, why?
we have written letter, Lordship, 21/12, Lordship.
Make the endeavor to get the.
Lordship, but I have suggested that.
If he is eligible.
ICR has done their part, Lordship.
Huh?
ICR has done their part, Lordship. ICR, Inspector General of Registration.
Okay.
They have sent.
Now who is to issue the note?
Principal
Government.
Secretary, Principal Secretary Revenue Department.
K. Mira. Petitioner as Dr. Agotelika as Guru. Executive. Mr. Dr. I am standing as a revenue and disaster management within bracket registration department. Has submitted that he has not yet received the instructions as regards issuance of Christian marriage license in favor of the petition. So he has sought for further 2 weeks time to obtain the necessary instructions. The prayer of inquest Dr. Ejulal is the case on 16.
16 to.
Item number 16.
Rajan Rava.
May I please, Your Lordship?
9,08,053.
Already, my lord sanctioned, my lord, by the Railroad Department.
Yes, then who is to release?
My lord, page, Your Lordship, kindly see page 25, my lord.
Tell me, railway
My lord.
Railway.
or deputy commissioner?
My lord.
Railway has to release the amount to the deputy commissioner.
Sanctioned by the respondent railway authorities.
My lord. It has been sanctioned.
Annexer 7,
Annexure 7,
page.
page 25.
Yes.
They've not released by the railway, Lordship. Can you see the last annexure, page 30, Lord?
Page
30.
Railway? Railway Council?
Name has been shown.
On the previous date, MS S. Borua. Call S. Borua.
May I say one thing, my lord? Another two cases, my lord, similar situated cases, my lord, on fixed on 2nd February, my lord. May I pray, my lord, this case may be tagged with this.
Too much. Second, lots of cases are listed.
29.
S. Borua. Now we should reflect the name of the council then. Mr. A. Mannap, Lawyer Council for Petitioner. MS N. Bordole, Lawyer Standing Council Revenue and Disaster Management Department for the response number 3.
Three.
And Mr. S. Borua, Lawyer Junior Government Advocate Assam for the response number 4 are present. Post of MS S. Borua, Lawyer CGC. For the respondent number 1, who had received the notice on behalf of the respondent number 1 and 2 on 15/12/2023, is found absent today on call. Post of release the case again on 7/2/2023, reflecting the name of MS S. Borua, quote unquote MS S. Borua, CGC for respondent number
1 and 2.
1 and 2, in the respondent side record. The MS Borua shall obtain instruction as to whether the railway authorities, after sanction of the amount, sanctioning the amount of rupees 9,08,053, wide annexer 7, has disbursed has released the said amount to the district district commissioner Kalpara for disbursing the amount to the petitioner on the next date of list. Please convey.
Lord, I do.
Number 17.
Lordship, in this case, instructions are still awaited.
In this case, the matter is very simple, your lordship. GST registration has been cancelled, your lordship. And,
I have seen page 69.
yes, thank you.
But the paragraph 9, that paragraph 9, some judgment has been referred.
Yes, lordship.
So I read that judgment, but that is not found appropriate to the case in hand.
Yes, your lord. There is many other orders, your lordship. In this case, many other cases, there are several orders, your lordship.
Yes, all these several orders, this court has also passed an order. But on revisiting the statutory provisions,
Yes, your lord.
some difficulty is noticed
Lordship,
because GST concern.
I have already filed all the returns, lordship, up to
Right.
November 2022, lordship. And I'm ready to file till up to date.
GST টা আসলে because your cancellation was when?
Cancellation was on 8/9/2022, lordship,
8/9/2022.
2022. Yes or not?
8/9/2022.
Yes, lordship. And actually,
Where is that order?
order is at Page number 18, Lordship. This has reference to your reply dated 8/9/2022 in response.
Did you submit any reply?
No, Lordship.
Huh?
Actually, what happened, your Lordship? Since 2020, November 2020, till 2023, August, Lordship, I could not file any return, Lordship. And during this period, I have no knowledge that a show cause notice was issued against me, Lordship, on 24/8.
Did you say so in the petition?
Yes, your Lordship. I have
That
mentioned.
notice dated uh, 24/8/2022 was not received.
Not received, Lordship.
Did you
because-
say?
Yes, your Lordship.
And what about this reply? Mr. Bhuya,
Lordship.
come to page 18. I think this is by state or what? State.
State, Lordship.
Okay. Please
Yes, please.
answer me.
Lordship.
First two line. This has reference to your reply dated 4/9/2022 in response to the so-called dated 24/8/2020. From there, we can understand that a reply dated 4/9/2022 was submitted by the
Submitted.
petitioner.
Hmm.
Now read the next line.
Whereas no reply to notice, the show cause notice has been submitted.
Tell me and reconcile both the statement.
Lordship.
Please reconcile. If we go by the statutory provision, MS, Madam, everything is against you.
Yes, Lordship. But I am.
This 226 power, that
Actually,
similar
Lordship,
order,
this is, I am running a small business, Lordship, regarding.
we are trying to take care of it. Just because trying will not do.
Yes, your Lordship.
Everything as per the statute and the provisions contained therein, everything is against you. But we are concerned with your right to carry on the business because of the cancellation of the registration. So you have to point out, instead of me pointing out. Have you understood what I have indicated to Mr.
Yes, Lordship.
Yeah, please.
But from what I have understood was that notice, show cause notice was being indicated on 24/8/2022.
See, this has reference to your reply dated
Lord-
4/9/2022 in response to the show cause notice
cause
dated
notice.
24/8/2020.
Lordship.
Meaning thereby, he submitted
A
a
reply.
reply to the show cause
Show
notice.
cause notice.
Now, next line.
Next, like, there's no.
Whereas,
Uh,
no reply to the show cause notice has been submitted.
Submitted. That is
Reconcile.
Yes, yes, Lord.
What is the truth?
Lordship.
Take your instruction, otherwise
Lordship,
your
Lordship,
non-application of mine.
Lordship, Lordship. On
Statutory provision, leave aside
Lordship.
statutory
Regarding
provision.
Lordship.
Have you understood?
Lordship. Understood, understood. Both contradicting statements, understood.
So, it indicates absolute non-application of mine.
Lordship.
Okay. Tell Mr. Gogoi
Lordship.
to be present either with the instruction or not with the instruction even.
Lordship.
Find out any more loopholes are there or not.
Yes, your Lordship. The notice. should
Madam,
have been-
statutory provisions
Yes.
are against you.
Yes.
You have lost the forum of appeal.
Yes.
You have lost on the limitation. You have lost on the difficulties of removal order also. Only find out non-application of mine on the part of the respondent authorities. If it is possible, then only. Heard MS Vidas, Learned Counsel for the petitioner. Okay, we'll continue for some time. Already continue, learn it. Who is for one? Any CGC? No. Mr. U. M. Huya,
Lordship.
learned counsel representing Mr. B. Chaudhary. Okay.
Lordship.
Finance and Taxation Department for respond number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Close the- Mr. Huya has submitted that he has not yet received the instructions. Close the- Place the case on attended review. 7-2. 7-2.
Much obliged.
For another date to liquid, place the case on 7-2. Find out all these.
Much obliged, Lordship.
Yes, madam.
Can you produce the last order? The PNRD department was required to get instructions as to why the petitioner is not being granted a house under the scheme of the government of India, Your Lordships. The.
Who are the PNRD?
PNRD, Your
Lordship,
Lordships.
Mr. Devnath is not available today.
That cannot be an excuse to not get the instructions.
No, Mr.
previous
Devnath,
with
on
him
a
actually,
one,
that's the
another
problem.
case, it has been submitted before the court. That due to sudden emergency, he has to take his mother to the hospital.
Lordships, I was not. aware
So
of
it
this.
appears,
Lordships.
so let him be there
Lordship.
Lordships, may I?
on some other date,
7th of February. Lordship.
7th of February.
I'm, Lordships.
MSRS Chaudhary learned counsel for the petitioner is present, Mr.
You, Sharma.
Yush Sharma, learned counsel representing Mr. N.K. Devnath, learned standing counsel, Panchayat and Rural Development Department has submitted that Mr. Devnath is not present due to sudden medical emergency in the family. He has thus paid for listing of the case on 7/2/2024. This is the case accordingly on 7/2. Highly obliged. On which date, the instructions sought for in, as per the order dated 10/1/2024 shall be placed before the court.
Deeply aware.
Item 19.
My lord, this case, what has happened, my lord, under the law holding the field, the reclassification is not permissible only after issuance of the, my lord, notification, 3A notification. Now, purportedly on the, my lord, letter of the NHIDC, my lord,
79.
the, my lord, in fact, the
79.
impugned order has been passed by the, my lord, the deputy commissioner. So on the last occasion, my lord, the respondents were directed to obtain instruction, my lord.
You or lands have come under acquisition process.
In fact, not yet,
Not yet.
not yet.
Then,
In fact, what has happened pursuant to a detailed procedure.
so you want expeditious consideration of your conversion proposal application or what?
No, in fact, what has happened, the classification has come to finality. Only the, my lord, the NOC is awaited. At this stage, my lord, a letter comes in. If your lordship comes to the letter at page 79, annexure A. Basing on this letter, the deputy commissioner has passed the impugned order at page 80. A cryptic order with reference, my lord, to the letter of 2/1/24. In pursuance, if your lordship comes to page 80, this is by the District Commissioner Karimganj, in pursuance of the letter number so-and-so dated 2/1/24, received from the Deputy General Manager NHIDCL, the 19 numbers of application, which included the applications of the present petitioners also, for reclassification of land under Nilam Bazar Revenue Circle, approved in the DLC meeting held on 20/12/23 at 3:30 PM. Karimganj is hereby cancelled. No reasons assigned, my lord. And after a statutory procedure, my lord, having been, my lord, observed that, my lord, the meeting was held and the reclassification process, my lord, was taken to its logical conclusion. Thereafter, this order has been passed. The Supreme Court judgment which has been referred to, my lord, has a reference of, my lord, a circular issued by the, my lord, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, which, my lord, starts at page 81. And clause 3 of para 9 says, once, my lord, the 3A notification, my lord, has been issued, only, my lord, subsequent thereto, the reclassification is not permissible. Because
In this case, instructions are awaited, Lordship. And this is a page 79 on the basis of this letter, Lordship, received from NHIDCL, Lordship.
I have drawn your lordship's attention to 79.
No, we are going into that.
No.
Page 80 is the impugn order.
No, 79 is, we have to the letter, 79, Lord.
This reminds me of Purtapur. What is the decision? Purtapur 1969. There is a law. I think some rules are there, conversion of some.
Yes, the statute is there, my lord.
Ah.
Statute is known as the Assam Agricultural Land Regulation and Classification and Transfer of Non-Agricultural Purpose 2015.
So Deputy Commissioner is vested with a statutory power. Is it not?
Well,
On the basis of that, where is your conversion proposal approved?
the DLC meeting, well, as the Deputy Commissioner says, it was held on 20/12/23.
Page
And the
75,
minutes, my lord, are part of this, my lord, particular petition.
page 75.
75. no? Yes. Yes, correct, my lord. It's 74,
75.
75. District level committee.
So was there any role of this NHIDCL in that statutory rules?
Absolutely nothing, man. This is extraneous. This is my challenge, my lord. The authority is extraneous to the entire process, my lord. And the Deputy Commissioner, my lord,
If some order is clearly passed at the behest of an extra departmental authority and that is reflected in the order itself, how can such kind of order is sustainable? So this is the whatever explanation name I come along.
Well,
Prima facie, it appears to be
total non-application of mine, man.
not application.
Yes.
Order passed at the behest of some other authority.
Authority. Absolutely.
Statutory authority who has been given the power, exclusive power under the
Correct.
statute, has to pass the order independently without being influenced by any authority.
Correct.
Now, the order clearly reflects as per the order of the so-and-so letter, we cancel it. So, I think Mr.
Lordship, our
Goswami, you should come up with some explanation.
Lordship, I'll come, Lordship.
Short affidavit.
Lordship.
If you have passed this order, as it reflects, page 80,
Order speaks itself, my lord.
order speaks itself.
My lord.
Let him
My lord.
have a stand
Yes,
in a
yes.
form of a affidavit
Correct.
that I have passed this order on receipt of the NHCL letter dated 2/1/2024. End of the matter.
My lord.
We need not have to go all the other procedure. The law laid down in Purtapur will come in place. That is still holding the field. Mr. S.K. Talukdar.
Lord,
Next
on
one
the-
is same.
My lord, on the last occasion, the honorable court, my lord, indicated some interim order may be considered today, because once the 3A notification is issued, then the matter will get complicated, my lord.
No, whether your earlier order has attained finality or not. That approval as per the rules.
Yes, in terms of the provisions, my lord.
1 is 660.
I know. I have asked Mr. Talukdar to do the exercise.
I will do it. Put the approval. In fact, now only, my lord, the premium is required to be accepted. After the meeting is held, now the premium is not being accepted in view of the impugned order. And once the premium is accepted, the NOC will be issued by the district authority in terms of the provisions of the act, my lord. Other exercise is complete.
When? This should not. And where is Mr. Yes? Any side is here.
I have to signature to my lord. I will put it on it.
Your letter also speaks for
Yes.
itself.
Yes.
And his order also speaks for itself. Only thing is the short statement on in the form of an affidavit. That's all. 7 days. If he says that this is the order, after receipt of this, we have decided to cancel the order, that's all. There is no such requirement to brainstorm.
Open and shut case.
Heard Mr. S.K. Talukdar done a counsel for the petitioner. Single or one? Many
Many petitioners.
petitioners. Yes, revenue, any answer? No answer. Address on the point of sustainability. MSN Bordoloi, Lawrence Revenue Department 1. RK Talukdar, Standing Counsel, NHI DCL 2. N. Goswami,
45 and 6.
Junior Government Advocate, Assam 3. 5. 6. Agriculture, anybody? Ms. Bordoloi, Mr. Talukdar and Mr. Goswami have all sought for a week's time to obtain instructions and to file affidavit with regard to the letter dated 2/1/2024 within bracket Annexer 8 and the letter dated order dated
8/1.
8/1/2024 within bracket Annexer 9. In the event no instructions are placed, the court may consider passing of interim order, as insisted, to stop, passing of appropriate interim order. Raise the case on 16. 16 too much. There is nothing. 12 or 9. 12.
Lordship, for Agriculture Department, Mr. B. Chaudhary's name will be
B.
reflected
Chaudhary,
in the cause
लिखिए
list.
B. Chaudhary. The name of Mr. B. Chaudhary and standing counsel agriculture will reflect in the respondent side in the cause.
My lord, next case, respondents are same. Only the annexure would change, my lord. It would be 9 and 10.
Annexer bracket or 9 or 10.
Instead of-
Later is same.
Respondent same.
Respondent same.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, anything, Mr. Batra will be rising. Actually, will sit. Will not sit today. It is reflected in the cause list.
My lord.
That is why I am extending the time
My lord,
beyond one.
my lord, if my learned friend
Your
agrees,
3 cases,
my lord,
those,
Basically, fix a date.
when you are available.
my lord,
Can it be in the weeks commencing from 1920?
19.
February?
Okay. 19.
On 20 possible.
On 20th, my lord.
Yes, that is.
I don't require much exercise. If it is as submitted by him, that only for
Substitution.
subject.
Substitution.
Yes.
21?
Yes, Lordship.
My lord.
Okay. R.K. Batra, P. Bhattacharya. Claimant deceased. I will repeat. List the cases on 21.
Obliged, Lordship.
Obliged.
My lord, item 20.
Any interim order to be extended
No.
somewhere?
No, my.
Yes, Mr. Raichudri.
My lord, item number 39. There are two interlocutory applications. One
For?
is 289, which is for impleading. And my lord, another is for vacating of stay order. If your
Sure.
lordship can pass on the impleading application
No, will not pass any order today, any day fix, we can fix it
on 13th of February, my lord.
13,
13th February, interim order to continue.
12, 12, 12,
12,
12. 39 to, huh? 12.
interim order to continue.
Okay, interim order, absolutely extend for you.
Obliged.
Yes, Mr.
26 and 27, my lord.
It has come for orders.
My lord.
26, 27 is with
I'm appearing for,
25.
I'm appearing for reference number 4.
Is with 25.
Yes. I'm not in 25.
What is the matter here?
36, 25. Respondent number 3, 25 and 20.
Okay. What is the subject matter here?
The subject matter is that Kaji had issued one notice to the petitioner regarding dissolution of marriage.
Okay, 25, 26,
by
27.
who?
Sir. Court master will give a date accordingly. Mr. So we can post it on some other date then. You get an instruction, see the hearing.
Aye.
If I am thinking you take your instruction that otherwise it appears to be premature.
True.
Only the stand is that if you say that if any process is contemplated in future, then prior and proper show cause notice will be issued to the petitioners, and the petitioners should be afforded all the opportunities of hearing to represent their case. If anything comes from your side, then we'll close the repetition. Appears to be otherwise premature. If you can take the instruction that this process is not for cancellation of.
Because the notice itself says that it is a person to the honorable court order.
Right.
Order.
So
I'll
something is
get-
pending.
I'll get the instruction.
Right.
Yes.
So if you can say that after taking instruction from your client,
What?
that this notice is not for the purpose of
Cancel.
cancellation of allotment, and if any process of cancellation of allotment is undertaken at a later point of time,
They will.
proper show cause notice and prior show cause
Lot-
notice
lot.
would be issued to the petitioner.
That.
If then that will close the writ petition,
That-
otherwise it will be adding to the numbers of the writ petition.
True, Malad. So
That's all.
I'll get the instruction, Malad. Logic today is not possible.
Not possible. Friday?
Friday.
Friday class, Friday going to place the case on. On the
Second.
prayer, Mr. Dinat Lanet, senior, not Lanet,
Logic.
counsel for the respondent municipal board.
Municipal board.
Place the case on Friday. In the motion column.
Logic.
Okay.
Respondent number
Please, your lordship. In item number 24, there is an interim order which may kindly. be-
24.
24. Lordship,
Okay. Silo, due to paucity of time,
no, 24.
24 Silo. Really, interim order passed in item 24.
Hmm.
Shall continue. করে দিব 23 to সাইড চেক কৰি তাতে কিবা ইন্টারিম অর্ডার থাকিল তাহলে কন্টিনিউ কৰি আদারওয়াইজ স্পেসিফিক্যালি 24 লিখি বুঝছেন
For 32, that surrogacy matter, lordship. Item number 30. I think third date.
ফাইল প্ৰায় ফাইল 7 or 9 কোনদিনা কম আছে চাই পেলাই দিব হা ফিক্স মেটাৰ 7 or 9
Item number
All right.
28 interim is there.
28 ইন্টারিম আছে যদি চাই পেলাই MS
K Das.
K. Das, Learned Counsel for the petitioner is present. List the case after. What is the subject matter?
My lord.
Interim order passed earlier, so continue till
In,
after 2 weeks later.
in regard item 11, Your Honor, a date may kindly be fixed on next week, Your Honor, if possible. I'm praying on behalf of A.H. M.R. Chaudhary.
11. What is the subject?
Actually, I'm praying on behalf on his behalf.
Any interim order there?
No, Your Honor.
It will be listed. Yes, MS, go to some instruction.
Yes, I